My name is Traci Linder, and I am a Senior Project Manager at FishWise. FishWise is a sustainable seafood nonprofit located in California, and we partner with companies to improve the sustainability of their seafood supply chains. This is done through environmentally responsible sourcing, traceability improvements, as well as addressing the risk of IUU product or human rights abuses. At FishWise, I specifically work with our business partners on traceability improvements and using traceability as a tool to address the risk of IUU product within their supply chain. Incorporating traceability into business practices enables companies to be adaptive in a competitive and dynamic marketplace. So FishWise provides support and solutions to help integrate this topic into a company's core business strategy. The topic of today's session is on combating IUU fishing, but as the other speakers have noted, we cannot address this topic without also discussing traceability. So to define that, a traceable seafood product is one that can be traced back through the supply chain to its origin, and that can be from either a wild capture fishery or an aquaculture facility. And it includes any processing or transformation of that product along its journey. This graphic conveys how truly complex seafood supply chains can be. We often don't see this many steps in a supply chain that are visible to all of us. And given this complexity, traceability has the power to offer a lot of value to businesses. It can help with improvements in operational efficiencies, food safety compliance, or verification and sustainability claims. In addition to these benefits, having key pieces of information about seafood products also helps identify if those products carry a potential risk of being illegally harvested or subject to fraud. Traceability isn't the solution to IUU fishing, but as has been noted, it's an excellent tool to help identify potential risk. I don't expect you to read the details in this graphic, but I'm showing it today as an example of the amount of work a company can accomplish with support from an NGO partner. This graphic comes from FishWise's partner Hy-Vee. It's an American retailer that's praised by consumers and NGOs for its efforts to combat IUU fishing. And FishWise developed this roadmap alongside Hy-Vee to help lead them towards more sustainable, traceable, and legal seafood supply chains. This roadmap was created using industry best practice efforts that are steps any company can take to help improve the traceability of their supply chains and strengthen their supply chains against the risk of IUU fishing or human rights abuses. These steps include actions such as setting a public policy or time-bound commitment, collecting product data, and then using that data to assess the risk of products that are sourced, communicating expectations around legal fishing and traceability to suppliers, and improving data systems and traceability supply chain practices. This graphic conveys the impressive progress and amount of improvements that a retailer can make in only 1 year. And I want to emphasize that while FishWise supports our partners in these improvements, this success is ultimately attained through their buy-in and hard work. FishWise works with our business partners to set realistic but ambitious goals that they work hard to achieve. As Marta noted, one recent step forward for seafood traceability has been the implementation of the United States Seafood Import Monitoring Program. This regulation was established to help deter IUU product from entering the U.S. market by mandating data collection and record-keeping requirements of species identified to be higher risk of IUU fishing or fraud. Importers supplying FishWise's partner with these higher risk species are now having to improve their data collection and record-keeping practices, which is providing a lot of value to our business partners because they now have more data about the higher risk products that they source. This regulation is also increasing interest in our partners in the topic of traceability and is really pushing them to ensure that the importers they're doing business with are in compliance. I'll end here today with a quote from one of our largest retail partners, Albertsons Companies, which is a major North American retailer with over 2,000 storefronts. For the English speakers in the audience, I'll read this for you. It says, Albertsons Companies recognizes that IUU fishing is a complex issue that cannot be solved by a single party. By working with vendor partners and FishWise, we have been able to undertake collaborative reviews of policies and practices in place which support robust traceability and legality. I hope this message emphasizes the value that an NGO brings to a business partnership, as well as the need for collaboration between NGOs, retailers, and suppliers in order to fight IUU fishing. Every business involved in bringing seafood to the consumer needs to be dedicated to using sustainable and legal practices, and expert NGOs can be by your side to help lead that effort. Thank you.